About 7% of the United States, roughly 330 million people, use snuff products or moist tobacco. That's a really big number when you equate the population using these products. That comes to around 29 million people. Now, Flasser serves the untapped market for moist tobacco users as an alternative to traditional spittoons. Joining us here in our New York studios for the very first time is Flasser's CEO, Everett Dickson. Everett, thanks for joining us here on New to the Street.
Ken, thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Now let's get right to it. Tell us about Flasser.
Sure. So about the product, Flasser is a 4-ounce portable spittoon. It's pocket-sized, reusable, and discreet. It's made of high-density polyethylene, which is very durable material. The real key feature is the closure. It's designed for quick, one-handed operation. It's also discreet with a secure locking mechanism. And that took us about 2 years to develop and refine that feature.
Can you show me the move, how you would do it with one?
Sure.
So the ease of being able to do that is important for people who use moist tobacco products because?
Well, it adds to the discretion of the product. I mean, part of what we're trying to address here is that the traditional cups and bottles, they're not that discreet, they're mostly not portable, and they're not considerate to the people around them. So with this product, you can actually you can enjoy moist tobacco and do it quickly and discreetly so that people aren't really put off by it.
Now, how did you come up with the idea to create Flasser?
Well, I race formula cars, and I'd booked a 5-day racing school. And thinking through the trip, I was thinking, I really can't use a cup or a bottle. I'm going to be on site out there for 4 days. And so I did a search online, a rather extensive one, and really didn't net any good solutions. I was surprised by that. That prompted me to take a look at the smokeless tobacco market, which, again, surprisingly was huge, $4.8 billion at that time, 4 years ago. Now currently $7.4 billion, and the growth projections in the marketplace were pretty compelling as well.
So Everett, tell me why you think Flasser might be attractive to people who are watching, who might be potential investors in the company.
Well, they may find it attractive because it's not complicated. The product is simple, it's straightforward, it addresses an unaddressed need in a large marketplace. The marketplace itself is well defined. It's enormous at $7.4 billion, and the projections have it growing 6% to 20% per year, depending on who you listen to. The business plan is really simple to execute. There are about 200,000 convenience stores in the U.S. That's the primary point of purchase for most smokeless tobacco. We have contracts with sales forces who have relationships that represent about 80% of those locations, which puts us in a really good spot to exercise those relationships. Add to that nearly 6 million cans of smokeless tobacco are sold every day at those locations.
Every day.
It makes for a pretty compelling business plan.
So you guys are filling a void that's really needed with this marketplace.
We think so. We hope so. And the accolades that we're getting back from the marketplace so far seem to indicate that.
Are you amazed that nobody's come up with this idea yet until Flasser is doing it right now?
I really was. And most people that we talk about inventing it, it's one of those epiphanies. It's like, why didn't I think of that? And I think that makes
it's always that way with a great invention.
Right. I think that is. I think that's pretty consistent conceptually. For me, it was a little like looking around and realizing that nobody had invented the ashtray. I mean, that's really a pretty direct connection.
That's a pretty good comparison. What are your immediate goals and Flasser's goals right now, present and for the future?
Well, in the present, we're going to continue to utilize the sweet spots in the brand and marketing recognition that we have underway. So, and we want to increase customer awareness that we exist. We want to increase brand recognition. And we'll use the marketing venues that we've begun to use with respect to that. In the longer term, the hope is to build Flasser into an iconic brand that essentially represents the smokeless tobacco accessory.
Is Flasser looking to take its business outside the United States to other emerging markets?
In larger markets that have already emerged, yeah, we would once the U.S. market is, we've pushed the boat away from the shore and it's paddling nicely, then we'll look at distracting our focus away from the U.S.
So, Everett, where can our viewers and potential investors find out more information about Flasser's products and services and more stuff on the company?
Well, the website's a great place to start, Flasser.com. You can also go to, and there's information about the product, about investor relations, and then the history of the company and the products that we currently sell. We also have some very great social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage everybody to check those out while they're online.
Well, we thank you very much for joining us here in New York on New to the Street. We hope you come back to us and give us an update on how Flasser is doing. We're very interested, and I'm sure potential investors will want to know as well.
Thank you again, Ken. Happy to be here.
It's our pleasure. If you want to learn more about Flasser, you can visit Flasser.com or newtothestreet.com. We'll be right back.